So you're looking to get started doing some family history research. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the family search feature from the Church of Latter-day Saints. Now you just want to go in. Well, first of all, the website's up here, family search, and you want to create a free account. So go ahead and fill out your information and make your free account. All right, so after you make your free account and you verify it, go ahead and click sign in to get started. So we'll go ahead and sign in. Keep me signed in. All right, well, here we are. We're logged in. So the first thing what we want to do is go to search and go to records. Now, if you're searching a specific person, for example, let's say you've already done a lot of family history research and you hit a roadblock. You don't know where to go after that. You can go ahead and start with that person and see if you can track backwards. So I just want to type in a name here. Let's see here. How about, so for my example, I'm going to use Kruger. We'll see if anything comes up with that. And you can search for life events. When I'm just getting started, I would say it's a good idea to just go ahead and search by the last name and see if that brings up anything, because that limits you less. So let's say I'm looking for any of these people and, I hit a roadblock, let's say at Ruth Kruger, and I look at this information, the events, so things that you're looking at are their birth date, where they resided, family members and things. And basically at this point, you're trying to confirm if it's the person you looked for or not. So let's go ahead and click on this person. Here it shows some information here. This was a census record. So there's a lot of census records out there. And what a census record does is it tells where the person lived and roughly around what year. You can see female, the age at the time of the census record, if they were single, if they were married, and then you can click on the record and you can look to find the person, which is really cool. So this is Ruth. And let's see here if we can find out where she's at in the document. Last place of residence, it tells you where she was born. And, okay, so we'll click on it again. Basically, when you zoom in on the picture, you kind of have to look for the information. And then you can see it yourself, which is kind of neat. So here's Kruger and here's Ruth. Everybody used to write in cursive, so it can be a little squiggly. So a lot of times what happens is, depending upon how poor the handwriting was of the person taking the records, sometimes the people transcribing the records, they can't quite read the handwriting. So sometimes you have to be flexible. If you have a complicated name or a name with special characters, it doesn't always filter into the search system quite as clearly as maybe you'd like it to. So keep in mind that that they could have misinterpreted this to be an S, Krugis or something instead. So keep in mind that those errors could be happening. Now, when we find people, it's pretty neat. So we found Ruth here, and then it also talks about the other people in her household, and you can click on them and find out additional information about those people because they're hyperlinked together. So you can see that this person was married. Well, if Ruth was the last person I knew of in my family history tree that I had started already, I can look here. Now I have her father's name and I have her mother's name as well. I can also find out where their birthplaces are, which is pretty neat. So I can see that her father was born in Illinois. The head of the household, isn't necessarily always the father, but frequently it is. And I can see that Pauline Kruger came from Indiana. So if I were looking for more about Pauline, then I have a good starting place now. I know that she was born in Indiana, and then I can see that she's approximately 40 years old in the 1940 census. So now that when I go out and I search her, let's see if I want to search Pauline here, go back. I know that she's born around 1900 in Indiana. So now I can say birthplace, Indiana. And I know that she's born around 1900. So because this is an approximate date, I'm going to give it a little more to my range. So I'm going to say 1895 to 1905. I like to give like a range there just in case there's an error. So here is the link that we had already visited as the census, 1900, and then so here it's telling where they lived in the Danville ward. Relationships to here are her children. Let's see here. This is a census. Another 1930 census, so you can tell that these are probably the same. Paulina, 1903. I mean, this is 1903, so that could be close. Let's see here. Well, you can keep kind of looking through and keep indexing around to different people. So that would be how you'd use it. You can also go over here and you can filter more by birthplace, birth year, death place, death year, and other places. So now that we're done looking at people, we can click on some other features of this site. So if you want to go to the family tree, because I'm signed in, I could start building a family tree here within the site. So you can kind of start building your own family tree within here if you want. There are a lot of family history apps, and some people just like to keep track in a Word or an Excel. I personally like to keep track on a resource that allows me to include pictures, because I like to find not just a big list of, death dates, marriage dates, birth dates. That gets a little dry if you're going to share it with friends and family. I like to do my family tree building in a document that's going to allow me to add pictures and things. And a lot of times I think just doing things in Word kind of works a lot, because then you can just create like an index and hyperlink things together and sort of create it like a family history book while you're taking the time to do this family history research. So that's how I like to do it. Now, if you want, you can go to search and you can go to genealogies. If you want, you can search people's names and things and find out if maybe your family already has a partial genealogy tree done for them, and that's something that you could do. Well, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that you find everything that you are looking for. Enjoy family history research. It's a really addicting hobby, and it just gets you reaching out and calling and talking to people that you just never would have possibly connected with before. It's a really enjoyable hobby, and it's just really neat to create something for your family that's going to last a lifetime and beyond their lifetime. So good luck with your searches. Please like and subscribe and share my video.